Thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us today. We really appreciate it. We're really excited to learn about your business. At Najar Real Estate Group, what we try to do is pair clients of ours looking for real estate services outside of the GTA and outside of our areas and in other parts of our beautiful country. It's just our way of making sure that they get the services from top-notch professionals like yourself. So with that said, let's jump right in. We'll get you started by talking a little bit about yourself and how you got started in the industry.
Sam, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time and considering me and doing this with me. So about myself, first of all, today is a special day. It's actually my 4th anniversary when I first decided to join real estate and industry. And of course, my career has always been with Royal LePage. I come from the background of direct sales. I worked in the car industry for about 6 years. And prior to that, I was self-employed from the age of 17. I had 3 different, stores I owned at the same time, which were like diners and takeouts and tobacco stores. So basically, I was in an entrepreneurial path, self-employed from the time I was 17 years old. Kind of took a break from the time I was 30 to 36, 37. Decided to go in the car business because I was a car guy at hired, still am. So doing that for 6 years and then jumping into real estate really allowed me to have a good base, a good foundation, a good knowledge and understanding of buying and selling with negotiations, and most importantly, working with other professionals. Because again, coming from my past, I was a boss, I had employees, I buy a product, I mark it up, I sell it. Now, in the car business, going to real estate, I am now, in the middle of it, where I am selling an item that belongs to somebody else to a person that's somebody else, and I have to bring them to no matter how far apart they are, it's my job for everybody to see eye to eye, and again, build relationships and build value and give the people what they want, no matter how long it takes, no matter how much work it takes.
Now, tell us a little bit about the areas that you service.
I'm actually based out of the St. John, New Brunswick office with Royal LePage Atlantic. However, being in a smaller market, unlike Ontario, Montreal, or Vancouver, the luxury we have is we're not bound. Our time is not bound by traffic. We don't have traffic jams. We don't have rush hours like bigger markets do, which allows us to cover more distance in less time, which allows us to actually operate at a good range within our city. So safe to say, I'm an hour from Fredericton, New Brunswick. I'm about an hour and a half from Moncton, New Brunswick. So those are the 3 main hub cities of New Brunswick. In the city of St. John, and I basically service the greater St. John area. Safe to say, from Sussex, New Brunswick, which is a half-hour drive towards the further east from here, to St. Stephen, New Brunswick, which is the border town to Calais, Maine, USA. And that's also about 100 some kilometers south of us. So safe to say I'm 100 kilometers either way. Any more than that, I like to usually refer to a local agent, because in my experience and in my opinion, humble opinion, we have to be very, very in touch with our market and have lots of knowledge about it, because, if you don't, at that point, it becomes a dishonest service to your client.
What's so different about the area?
Right off the hop, yourself, the average purchase price in New Brunswick, and our commodity is much less than our commodity versus Ontario, bigger markets, Montreal, Quebec, Vancouver. Number one, our average purchase price, for example, in the Greater St. John area is $330,000, hovering around that price. Number one. Okay. Now, when you look at New Brunswick, there's Fredericton, Moncton, and St. John as the 3 big cities. Okay. Again, I may be biased, but when you compare Moncton and Fredericton to St. John, why I like St. John better, other than living here, is that we're the only city that has oceans, rivers, mountains, skiing, beaching, boating, an hour distance from the border of U.S. Not that a lot of us might be going to U.S. with our hard-earned dollars on 50-cent exchange rate, but it is a gateway to the Atlantic Canada.
Yeah, that's awesome.
St. John, New Brunswick is an hour away from the only gateway to Atlantic Canada. We are a major port city with a very thriving port. We have the second largest oil refinery, if not the first, in North America. We are a very strong blue-collar city. We have the Point Lepreau nuclear reactor plant about 45 minutes south from here towards the U.S. border, which generates over 20 states in the U.S. for power. So I personally, we have a lot of, like, we're the oldest, the first registered city in Canada. You know, our one of our markets in our city is the oldest registered market, farmers market, in all of the country. We have a lot of heritage. We have a lot of history. We have a lot of job opportunities. We have a lot of sightseeing. We have a lot of scenery. We have good people that live here. We have a good quality of lifestyle. You want to go visit your kids that live 30 kilometers away, you're going to be there in 24 minutes. You're not going to be there in 3 hours of traffic after parked in Dog Valley parking lot, as they call it. Those are some of the advantages why you own most of your time when you come here. You're not, your day isn't determined by the amount of traffic on the road.
Yeah, no, for sure. That was a fabulous history and geography lesson, by the way. It certainly can get your time. You can certainly get more bang for your buck as well. You know, whether you're thinking of moving into St. John, New Brunswick, or the surrounding area, or even, investing in St. John, New Brunswick. Kenny shared a lot of information that hopefully is valuable to you. Thank you, Kenny, for all your insights today. It was
my absolute honor, my pleasure. I can help. It would be my honor to help anyone that is even considering doing some homework or research on the area with no clear sight of when and if we move. I'd be more than happy to, host a telephone call or a Zoom. And I've got a vast experience in commercial as well. I've been in situations where people have moved from bigger markets that wanted to create a revenue stream first, help them buy businesses, help them open up businesses and leases and commercial leases and things like that. I've acquired large parcels of land for my clients as well that are, inspired to be developers or sit on it for a while and eventually pass it down to the family and things like that. I've done tons of multi-units, lots of single family, of course, townhouses.
There you have it, guys. Kenny Kahn from Royal LePage, 100% Canadian company. He's there to offer you a free consultation if you just want information about the New Brunswick and the St. John area. You'll find his contact information on the screen. Thanks again, Kenny. To the viewers, if you found this information helpful, please like and share it. And please follow us on all our socials for more great interviews, market updates, and to stay up to speed on everything that's happening and any new developments with interest rates, inflation, economy, all that sort of stuff. So thanks again, everyone.
My pleasure.
Again, all the best.
It was an honor. Thank you, Sam. Take care.